the thing I want to talk to you about is, what do you view as LeBron's endgame with that statement? Do you think he's actually unhappy? What are some? I have trades I could throw at you, and he has a no trade clause. But like, what do you just view of that entire situation? What do you ultimately think he wanted, like, by opting in?
What did he want?
Well, it's just because I take it as, maybe I'm just misreading how valuable LeBron is, but I would have thought if he's opting in, that's kind of a clear show that like he's not happy with the way things are going. The only other one could be he had no choice because they said we're not even going to give you a new contract, which would be wild.
So I think I like what he wants. I think is to make the decision that guarantees him the most money and like doesn't cost him any face, I guess, because if he opts out and it's just like we're going to talk about like LeBron as a free agent who's going to have to take the mid-level, to go somewhere because nobody has any money. Like that's a look he doesn't want, I don't think. I mean, like that is the side of this we could talk about is like, if he really wants to just win, certainly of all players, like he's the guy that no one would be upset about taking the minimum to go just play wherever because he's made plenty of money and nobody's going to argue like, well, now the argument against guys taking less is just like, well, now you're setting a precedent and you're going to cost us all money because teams are always going to expect us to like take a haircut just so the owner can save. Like as like I understand why players don't do that because it does hurt other players if it happens often enough. But this okay, the next time a 40-whatever-year-old guy wants to take less to win his 5th championship, like, okay, cool, that we're going to be all right with that. Like, that wasn't on the table, it doesn't seem like. A trade wasn't on the table. And so, like, I don't know if I can divine, like, what he wants, but I think what he did was just like, all right, I'll just take my money and then trade me or don't. But, like, what are my options? Like, he didn't have any good alternatives if he's not going to take less.
So if he didn't have any alternatives, what do you think was the purpose of that statement being released?
What, just the whole like he is evaluating type of thing, wants to win it?
So I think the 3 options would be he's saving face, he's letting it be known that he would like to be traded, or he was trying to put pressure on the Lakers. Which again, if it's the latter, I just don't see the logic of anything that's been done. Put pressure on the Lakers to get better, by the way, not necessarily to move him.
That is always what the 1+1s have been about, right? Is the threat of him being able to leave. But, like, I don't know that the Lakers would be that upset if he just left at this point. Maybe it's, like, setting things up to where if he does get traded, his side can frame it as, we worked this out because I just want to go win a championship, as opposed to, like, the Lakers are kind of done with me as the focal point, and that's why they traded me.
So you think it's a saving face move?
It's kind of all of the above, but there is an element of the saving face for sure.
So can I throw a couple trade ideas at you?
Yeah.
One, I know that maybe you're going to be writing about, or you wrote about it already, but Harrison from the Spurs, Harrison Barnes, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, and a first-round pick for LeBron. Who says no? That's how we'll play this.
Who says no? I mean, the Spurs definitely should, depending on which pick you're talking about, the Spurs should definitely do that. I guess maybe the Lakers would say no if I had to pick one just because they think they can do better. I don't know. That's like a cop-out answer.
LeBron can also say no because of his no.
LeBron, well, maybe that's well. Yeah, maybe that's it because we love the Spurs, we love Wemby, but like their roster is not quite ready for prime time, I don't think, with so many young guards. But like, I don't know, that's a fun thought exercise. The Spurs with LeBron have more title equity than the Lakers with Luka and LeBron this season? I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, next one. Dallas Mavericks receive LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers receive Kyle Anderson, Daniel Gafford, Najee Marshall, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, and their own 2029 first-round pick back.
Ooh.
The Jazz receive Jared Vanderbilt and 3 second-round picks. So that would be Phillies in 2030, and then both Dallas's and the Lakers' in 2032. Who says no?
I think maybe the Lakers say no to that because they have to waive like 5 guys. I don't know what their roster stands at. Is that how much of that money? I'm sorry, I'm going to answer questions. How much of that money is extending beyond where the Lakers want it to?
So here's the thing. Klay Thompson would be an expiring contract in 2027. Gafford would still have, I think, 3 years left on his deal after that extension, or maybe 2. But you're getting off of Jared Vanderbilt, who would also be an expiring contract in that. So, and PJ Washington's like really used. So if you were trying to be competitive, this feels like a package where Najee Marshall is going to be off the books by then. PJ Washington, you could re-sign him, trade him, keep him, just let him walk, do whatever you want. And you're getting your own pick back in 2029.
I will say, too, that a Dallas team with Luka and Gafford and P.J. Washington, could make a finals, theoretically.
Think about how many of those guys already played alongside
That's
Luka.
what I mean. Like, you're just bringing half the rotation back. It worked. It worked
Could
before.
you wrap your head around a Dallas team that has Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, and Cooper Flagg? I wouldn't know what to make of that roster.
I would very much enjoy that if I were Dallas. That would be kind of fun.
I have, I think, 2 more. This is an easy one. And it's one that I think we've talked about in the past. The Lakers get Karl Anthony Towns. The Knicks get LeBron James. Just straight up, it works.
I'm doing that if I'm the Knicks so fast. It's as much as anything to get out a Cat's contract, I think. But yeah, I think LeBron is way more exciting there.
I agree, I think, because it's the element of, do you appreciate the flexibility LeBron as an expiring contract gives you as a Knicks organization? You might. But also, like, they need Jordan Clarkson. There's a limit to what he's going to do for your offense. Like, getting LeBron as a ball handler. And if you think you have Yabu, you have Mitchell Robinson, Ariel Huckporty, maybe you have another minimum slot. Maybe you could get, like, a Chris Boucher still floating around out there. I would do it if I was the Knicks. I think that would be an unpopular take. If I had to guess, I think Knicks fans would say no. But for LeBron's purposes, do you remember that quote or, like, the story about him chasing ghosts and chasing Jordan in the 6th ring? Mm-hmm. I really think if he went to New York and won a ring, like, that's a team that hasn't won in forever. That title might count as, like, 2 for his legacy.
That'd be a big one. And I think, too, if you get LeBron as the Knicks, this wouldn't be true necessarily for every other team, but, like, maybe you also just get Al Horford on the minimum now. Or, like, maybe there's a little bit of, like, oh, all things being equal, I'm a veteran, I'm going to go play there. Like, why not? I mean, there could be some knock-on effects that would be hugely positive if that happened.
Yeah, Weisso says, but then it's a huge risk relying on Mitchell Robinson in the playoffs health-wise. Yeah, that's like the Al Horford of it all. That's why you have Yabu. I don't know what the defense looks like, but it's like going from LeBron, Karl Anthony Towns to LeBron defensively. I don't know how much that really impedes you. Mm-hmm. So my final one, and this one's iffy because I think people's first response would be he won't agree to go here. Okay. And that's fine. But the Denver Nuggets receive LeBron James and Bronny James. The Lakers get Deron Holmes, Jamal Murray, Peyton Watson, and a 2028 first-round swap.
I don't bump on he wouldn't want to go there.
If he doesn't want to play with Jokic, you know what? The Lakers should just waive him.
Right, get out of here. You don't know ball. Someone should tell LeBron he doesn't know ball.
Mind the game, my ass.
Yeah. I feel like does trading Murray feel like a really seismic thing that the Nuggets don't want to do, even though that contract is probably negative?
I was going to ask, if you gave truth serum to the front office, don't you think they might prefer the flexibility? Because now you don't have to worry about paying Peyton Watson. You get the Jamal Murray deal off, and LeBron's an expiring contract. Mm-hmm. Even if he's re-signing, which I'm assuming would be the goal, there's like a shorter time horizon on the commitment, and he's also still better than Jamal Murray right now.
That's actually true. And then the Lakers have Murray and Luka going forward. That Murray contract's, I don't know. He does it for stretches every year in the playoffs, but I don't feel great about that one.
My gut feeling says it's the Lakers who say no because of the Murray contract, but Murray's experience playing alongside another star, I think him and Luka could do some nasty things on offense. But if I was the Nuggets, I would do this in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Disappointed, not mad. Suns fan asks, with a no trade clause, doesn't the team trading for LeBron have a lot more leverage in asking price, or is there an aspect of the negotiation I'm missing?
I think I was going to say, I think the aspect is if the Lakers want 2027 cap space, they could say, we're not taking on Jamal Murray's deal. If that's their plan as of right now, we're not taking on Jamal Murray's deal. We're going to keep him regardless. If he doesn't want to show up to camp, he wants to make a thing of it, that's on him, but we're already planning for the future. So your leverage to get stuff out of teams would be, and I mean, the Spurs package is a good example. That's not a lot. So it's not like you're making out like bands. Even with Dallas, you're getting a lot of players, but that's because Dallas needs to figure out a way to match the money.
Right.